Have you tried playing Dark Souls, but the game seems a bit too hard? Do you want to complete this game, but you don't have the time to get good? Well then, this is the video for you! Okay, I sound like a Better Call Saul commercial late. Well, this video is going to be what I like to call the lazy guy's guide to Dark Souls 3. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to play this game with little to no effort and actually manage to pull through it. Let's go! We are going to start with a Knight class, just because we are going to abuse the shit out of that shield. So the Knight starts with a 100% physical reduction shield, and we're going to use it. So we start with this, then for the Burial Gift we'll get a Fire Gem, because while it is true that with buffs and all, the raw infusion is better early game, there are a lot of enemies which are weak to fire in the earlier stages of the game, so Burial Gift, Fire Gem. So we are going to focus on two things for this guide. First, we're going to focus on going through the path of least resistance, okay? This means that we are going to tackle the easier bosses first, where possible, obviously, just so that we get a lot of souls early game, so we make the later stages a tad easier. And then we are going to focus on upgrading our weapon as fast as possible. Okay, so we're going to hunt down Titanite shards. The first Titanite shard is right here, so make the jump, pick up the goodie, and move on. Even though this doesn't apply to all bosses, I have found that the easiest way to tackle most bosses is to keep your shield up and circle to the right. Always circle to the right and strike after the boss fails. So this is the technique that we're going to use all throughout this guide. The first boss is right around the corner. Take out the sword, shield up, circle to the right, and kick his ass. And just like that, the boss is down. Of course, if you see the attacks coming and you are confident, just roll away. Rolling is better than blocking, but it takes a little bit of work. And we're lazy, right? Now we're going to go say hi to the Firekeeper and make our way to Firelink, okay? So this is the hub of the game, this is where you level up, this is where you upgrade your stuff, this is where you buy items when you need them, and this is where you come if you ever need to AFK. Never AFK in a Dark Souls game, especially if you play online. I've learned that the hard way, trust me, don't do it. Now it's time for us to go and pick up one of the two weapons that we will exclusively use in this guide. We go say hi to the nice dragon, we wait for him to kill our enemies, and then we go and pick up our beloved Claymore. You might die here because the dragon will keep breathing fire on your position, but that is okay. It's completely worth it. The Claymore is a very solid weapon. It is extremely good either when you're fighting hordes of enemies, because it has some wide sweeps that hit everything, and we'll see that extremely well a little bit later. But it also has some vertical swings, which are very good if you want to hit a single target and you want to hit it hard. So, from my perspective, this is the best lazy weapon in the game. Now we progress through the game. Take on the knight if you want to. If you don't, just run to the next bonfire, which is important. It's going to be our next checkpoint. Grab another Titanite shard from right around the corner. Rest on the bonfire if you need it, and get ready for a fight. But before any fighting, it is time to go back to Firelink and get some levels into Strength and Dex, such that we can actually use the Claymore, and to apply the Fire Infusion to the Claymore. And now we are ready for the rest of our lives. Oh god, so cheesy. Anyway, come here, drop down here, keep dropping, say hi to the fat guy, just run past him, don't do what I show you here. Then go to the right, avoid all enemies, go straight for the elevator. That is going to unlock a shortcut in case you die. And we are back at the bonfire. I have to tell you that I'm not exploring everything in this guide, so there will be areas that I will skip, and you should probably go in, because there are some upgrade materials. For instance, there are Estus shards in this next area, which upgrade your healing. So even though I'm not showing you this, you should probably consider doing it. But this is the lazy guy's guide. He doesn't care about this stuff, he only cares about completing the game. Let's move on. Go back to the first bonfire that we have lit. Go drop here, then drop again. Take care of the enemies if you want to. You don't have to fight anything at this point. Take the elevator down, run through the enemies. Take a right and buckle up. It's boss time. The boss we're about to encounter looks a lot more intimidating than it actually is. He is a giant boss, and this means that even though blocking and circling could still work, it's a lot better to try and stay in between his legs. Try to avoid his attacks, although if you stay in between his legs, it's a lot harder to get hit than to not get hit. And just whack at him until he's dead. wave goodbye to Vordt, and now we are ready to move on. In order to progress, we need to first go across the street, so to speak. We have to go all the way up the stairs, talk to a nice old lady, and then come back here and progress.
Allow you, they have to their head for.
With the small Lothric banner, we now go back into Vordt's room and just fly away into the next area. This is where the first part of Lazy Guy's Guide ends. See you guys in the next part.